All right, those of you who are taking the Chapter 6 test online from home, I'm just going to give you a few helpful hints on this. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 2. Now, these aren't the same problems on the test, but they're similar. All right, so if I did number 2, it says, select the conversions that are equivalent to 10 yards and mark all that apply. So 10 yards is my answer. So 10 is going to be my answer. That's what I want to find. And I need to convert everything into yards. So the first one I have is 20 feet. Right? So I'm going to use this little chart right here. Now you can recreate this, write this down on a piece of paper, and this will help you. So if I start with 20 feet, so this says start right here. So I'm going to put what I start with. And I'm going to label it. And then I always put it over 1. And then I'm going to times what I want to get to. And I want to get to yards. So I'm going to put yards here. I'm just going to put the labels first. And then what I have right here is feet. So I started with feet. That's what I have. And then I go to what I want. And then I put what I have on the bottom. Now I have to use my conversion chart. And I have to think how many feet in a yard. So there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Now, I'm just going to multiply straight across. First, I'm going to cross cancel my feet out because I'm looking for yards. I'm going to go straight across and I get 20 over 3. Now, in order to find the number, I need to put 20 in the box. So I'm going to say 20 divided by 3 is 6, 18. I get a 2, bring down a 0, and then I get a 0.6. So my answer that I was looking for was 10 yards, and I actually converted this to 6.6 yards. So it is not 10 yards. So my first one is not correct. Then if I look at the other one, if I did 30 feet and I want to convert it to yards, I'm going to use this chart again. And I start with 30 feet. And I want to get to yards. And I have feet. Now I'm going to use my conversion. How many feet in a yard? 3 feet in 1 yard. I cross off my feet because I'm looking for yards. I multiply straight across and I get 30 over 3. Or if 30 divided by 3 is 10, and I was looking for yards, so 10 yards. So this is correct, so I would circle that. So that's how you're going to do that for each one of those. You're going to convert. You start with what you have, go to what you want, and then multiply it. And this will show you if you're multiplying or dividing, and then you will get your answer because you converted it to yards. So anytime that you have a standard, so like feet, yards, inches, gallons, quarts, anything like that, that is a standard measurement, and it's the measurements that we use here in the United States. You're going to use this chart to convert it. If you're using a metric measurement, I am going to show you that next. All right, so let's look at number 12. Harry received a package for his birthday. The package weighed 357,000 centigrams. All right, so I'm using grams as my base this time, and this is centigrams. So it wants me to select the conversions that are equivalent to centigrams. So everything they give me here, I'm going to change to centigrams. So I'm going to say 3.57 kilograms. So I start at kilograms because I want to change to centigrams. So don't go from centigrams to kilograms. I'm trying to change everything into centigrams. So I'm going to start at kilograms, and I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. So that means I'm going to take my decimal, and I'm going to move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. And now I have a new number. It's 357,000 kilograms, because I converted this to kilograms. So yes, this one does equal that many kilograms. If I looked at the next one, 357 decagrams. Okay, so DA is this one, decagrams. And I want to convert it to centigrams. Each one of these on number 12, I'm converting to centigrams on this example. So I'm going to start at decagrams and go to centigrams. 1, 2, 3 to the right. So I'm going to take this one, and I put my decimal at the end, and I go 1, 2, 3 to the right. I'm just going to change that into a comma. And that also is 357,000 centigrams, because that's what I changed it into. So this one would be also correct. So I'm going to do that with each one. I'm going to show you a really quick way to do this. You can use this chart. Another way is just right there on your paper. You can just write King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And then I have this chart already. So I can start at decagrams, and I can move to centigrams. I can start at milligrams and move to grams, liters, and meters. Okay, my base is meter, liter, gram. I can move that all over. So I don't necessarily need this chart, because I can quickly just write for myself KHDBDCM by doing King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. All right, the last one is our formula, distance equals rate times time. So I can draw myself a quick triangle. Distance always goes on the top, and then rate or speed and time. Then a trick using this triangle is I can figure out what I'm looking for, and then this triangle will show me how to set it up. So like if I look at number 16 and it says Steve is driving 440 miles to visit the Grand Canyon. He drives at an average rate of 55 miles per hour. Explain how you can find the amount of time it will take Steve to get to the Grand Canyon. So if I re-look at this, it asks me, how can you find the amount of time? So I need to look for time. So if I am looking for time, that's the one I'm going to circle. And then that leaves me distance over rate. So my formula is going to be time, that's what I'm looking for. And then distance over rate. So distance is on top. That's why it's always on top of the triangle. Distance over rate. So then I would plug in what I have. And it says he's going 440 miles, so that's my distance. And my rate is, and a rate always has two labels. It always has the two labels that you're looking for. So 55 miles per hour. So my two labels are miles, that's my distance, and hour, that's my time. So 55. Now, all I'm going to do is divide. So I'm going to put 440 in the box and divide by 55. I know that 50 can go into 40 about 8 times. So I'm going to try 8. And I get 440. So this is 8. And I'm done. So it was looking for time. So if my rate was miles per hour, I know my time is hours. So this is going to be 8 hours would be my answer. All right, now if I was looking for rate, I would circle rate. That's the one I'm looking for, so that goes on the one side of the equal sign. And then what I have left over is distance over time. All right. If I'm looking for distance, these two on the bottom are actually going to be multiplied because they don't have anything on top, because I'm trying to find distance. So whatever's left over are the two on the bottom, so that means I'm multiplying. So this would be rate times time. That would be the formula for that if I was looking for distance. So you just need to set up the formula and then plug in your information. I am going to include the conversion, copies of the conversion charts on the on Google Classroom for this assignment. So if you need the conversion charts, that's where they'll be. All right, so just use those formulas. Use your distance, rate, and time. Use your conversion chart for standard measurements, and use your King Henry die by drinking chocolate milk for metric measurements. Good luck.